What's up, y'all? It's your girl, El Rochelle, and we are here with Hardwood Divas Week 8 picks. I can't believe we are almost halfway through the regular season, guys. This is crazy. Some teams will be complete with 8 games, and it's crazy. This is wild. I still can't believe it. Football, so exciting. It came, it went, it's going by so quickly. But first up tonight, we've got our Thursday game, the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. The Panthers, the Bucs are still reeling from these issues with their MRSA. After they left their game with the Falcons had their locker room scrubbed. I know that some people thought it sounded crazy, but let's be honest, nobody knows what's going on with that. There still are not issues solved. So you have to be as safe as possible. But like I said, going with the Panthers, the Bucs are horrible to watch. Football, though Vincent Jackson is giving me points. Keep doing your thing, bruh. All right. Then we've got our Sunday games. In the first slate, the 10 a.m., 1 p.m. games. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern game. First up, Cowboys versus the Lions. This is a toss-up. They literally have the exact same record right now, 4-3. Each has had some injury issues that have affected their team. Ooh, who am I going to go with? Cowboys, yes. Yay, go Cowboys. But let's be honest, this is a toss-up. Could be either or. But it's going to be interesting to watch Dez Bryant and Calvin Johnson go up against each other. There have been some words, not back and forth. And I don't really understand why people are qualifying as like Dez Bryant, almost like insulting Calvin Johnson by saying he thinks he's as good as him. I mean, he's a great wide receiver. He's finally coming into his own. I know it took a little bit of time, but he's great, and I definitely see that top-tier receiver, that top receiver in the league, that designation going to him very soon. He can catch almost anything. Watching him is awesome. It's beautiful. It's an art. He is one of those people that makes you love the game of football. So I'm going to definitely, and I mean, Calvin Johnson's the same. So all I'm saying is, like, seriously, guys, chill out. Stop making everything a story. It's really not a story. Just let these guys play football and have fun because it's freaking awesome. Browns versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are literally about to be 8-0. This is crazy. All by adding a steady, just all he has to be is steady, a steady quarterback that can consistently get you 14 fantasy points, 15 sometimes, and one of the greatest coaches in Andy Reid. They are amazing. And if you haven't seen that Andy Reid as the Kool-Aid Man gif on, I believe it's Sports Nation, or no, it's one of those sports blogs. It's freaking hilarious. I promise you, you will not be upset if you go watch. Just look up Andy Reid Kool-Aid Man. Promise you, you will watch it like 17 times. I watched it like 45. Next up, the Giants versus the Eagles. I am going with the Eagles on this one. The Giants finally got a win last week, but it was versus the Vikings in the worst game I've seen in a very, very long time. So I'm not really giving them much credit for winning that one. So I'm going with the Eagles. Even though they lost their backup quarterback last week and had to go to Matt Barkley, who is terrible. They're supposed to get Vic back this week. Unless that changes, I'm going with the Eagles. Then next up, we've got the game in London. Yes, we've got 2 games in London this year. The Niners versus the Jags. I'm not going to say poor London because, yes, the Niners are awesome to watch, and the Jags are 0-7. I told y'all 0-16. Just let's be real. But the Jags put up a fight. They're not going to lose easily. They fight for it. They're going to lose to the 49ers, I do believe. I do believe the flight over and all the issues that come with that do even the teams out a little bit, but I'm still going to go with the Niners because they just have more quality on their team. Justin Blackmon's awesome, but that's about it. So, going with the Niners. Dolphins versus the Patriots. It's at home, so I'll go with the Patriots. Tom Brady has Gronk back. Should get better. Dolphins are pretty good though too, but I'm going to go with the Patriots in this one. Bills versus the Saints. Saints. Yeah, they didn't like losing. So I'm going with the Saints. The 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern games, we've got the Jets and the Bengals. This one's tough because I liked the Bengals and I've expected really good things out of them. They've kind of played like, but the Jets, the Jets. Like, I promise you, like I always tell you, like, if you can see my script right now, there's literally nothing there because I don't know who I want to pick for this one. Geno Smith, that kid, y'all, you don't understand. I like him. I like a kid that can win at any cost, except for Tim Tebow. I mean, win at any cost when you actually have talent. Tim Tebow was winning because other people were really good, not because he was any good. But Geno Smith is a really great quarterback, and he's awesome to watch, and he's got a skill set. He makes some mistakes, but they're mistakes within the game of football, not just things that you do when you don't really know how to play. Just things you're a rookie and you're still getting used to. So, I'm going to go with the Jets. But honestly, it could be it's a toss-up for me. Either of these teams can win. The Bengals pull out some miraculous victories themselves. So, this should be pretty interesting to watch. Steelers versus the Raiders. Raiders, because it's at home. They have the same record. Raiders. My husband will be happy to hear that. Raiders. That's right, babe. I said Raiders. Redskins versus the Broncos. Broncos. Well, actually, this isn't as easy as it may seem. The only reason I say Broncos is because it's at home. The Redskins are actually playing better. They're getting better. Broncos did not look awesome against the Colts last week. Peyton's homecoming wasn't the best. Losing isn't fine. Kind of looked like he might be a little hurt. Not sure if it's just ego or actually a physical injury. But I'm going to go with the Broncos because it's at home. Denver's a tough place to play. Especially if your team is just kind of starting to come on. So Broncos. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some energy from that Redskins team. Falcons versus the Cardinals. Cardinals at home. I like the Cardinals. We've had this conversation. I like the Cardinals. I'll go with them. Falcons haven't shown me much of anything. And they have, like, nobody on their team. They were decimated by injuries, especially in their wide receiving core. So I'm going with the Cardinals. So for our late game, we've got the Packers versus the Vikings. Packers. That one's easy. Josh Freeman looked terrible. I don't think he would do that bad. I just see now that 10 days of preparation is nowhere near enough to learn a playbook. Especially when you weren't doing so well at the previous stop. So, Packers for this one. I don't see the Vikings doing very well. Plus, Josh Freeman has a concussion, so they might have to go back to Ponder, I believe it is. Yeah, no. Packers. Monday, we've got the Seattle Seahawks versus the St. Louis Rams. Seahawks, because the Rams don't even know who to go have play quarterback. They called Brett Favre, y'all. They called Brett. That's how desperate they are. You consider Tim Tebow, and you called Brett Favre. Oh, Jesus. Luckily, though, for all of us, Brett Favre immediately declined. He didn't do that waiver thing where we kind of got to hear about it on ESPN for the next 4 days if Brett's going to come. No, he's not. He's not. He declined. He is hanging out in his Wranglers and just chilling down in Mississippi. And I like it. I like it. I like that, Brett. Sometimes just best to know when to stop. So, guys, those are our games for the week. I don't know, man. Football's crazy last week. Injuries were insane. Like, and not like little stuff, like big stuff. Taking folks out for seasons. Important folks. Not just your, like one wide receiver or a backup running back. Like, they were taking out quarterbacks and top tier wide receivers and running backs, defensive linemen. Man, this is crazy. Crazy. And we're only halfway through the season. It's only going to get worse injury-wise. And they're talking about trying to add another Thursday game. Please, no, not watching that. Boring. I'll tell you what happens. It's not, they don't get as many ratings as they think, or as they thought they would. I really do think Thursday games should be reserved for the end of the season. I'm not a huge fan. I love football, don't get me wrong, but like, dude, y'all trying to take over the whole week. I ain't got time for that. I got other stuff to do. Basketball's coming up. We can't be doing all that. Y'all got chill. No more Thursday games. One is fine. You hear me, Jerry? Yes, I said Jerry, because I know Roger Goodell tried to pretend like he didn't, but Jerry Jones, who kind of is that de facto leader, he be trying to tell people, yeah, we're really considering it. No, don't consider it. Stop, Jerry. This is where I got to tell you to chill. We can't do it. So those are our teams that are playing this week. Teams on bye, the Bears, who definitely need it with Jay Cutler being out for 4 weeks. He said that he thinks he can play sooner than that, so this bye will definitely help them. The Chargers, Colts, Ravens, Texans, and Titans are all on a bye. So there you guys have it. Week 8 in football. Peace.